Hey cuties, it's your girl Tana Too Cute. All right, y'all. So let's get into this episode 7, season 7 of Sistas. And it's titled, It's a Given Scandal. Okay? And it says, just when things seem to be perfect between Andi and Jordan, a damaging story about Jordan's past surfaces. That not only impacts his campaign, but his relationship with Andi. Now, didn't we already talk about this, y'all? Let's get more into it.
I feel good.
Wait a minute. Who
I knew that I would know. Wow.
So the episode started out with Gary and Tamara wrapping up their kiss. But the good thing is Hayden did not see them kissing. So they're acting all weird and everything when he comes in. And he did kind of sense something was, off. And he asked, was everything okay? Tamara, she could not play it off good at all. It was very obvious that she was bothered, hot and bothered. But they said everything was okay. Hayden starts to talk about how, things are looking for him as it pertains to him getting the managing partner position. He's like he's winning all his cases. He doesn't bring any drama to the office. So things are looking really good. But Gary, says that may be true basically, but you still need a A-lister client to really show that he has the ability to be a partner. And his other challenge is going to be, of course, going against Andi. Andi is the bigger attorney. She does have one up on Hayden. Tamara leaves the room. Gary tells Hayden that he needs to really be careful with Tamara because, of course, we all know what Gary and Tamara just did. But he's telling Hayden that he needs to be careful of her. She needs to earn his trust back. Hayden agrees, but not knowing, exactly why Gary is saying this. Gary tells Hayden that once the mistrust comes into play, that's when the love and the sex goes out to someone else. Yeah, we know who that someone else is. It's you. And Gary really got into Tamara's head during that encounter. So, I don't know how seriously Hayden took that comment from Gary, but he definitely got to Tamara. But at the end of the day, Hayden is not as dumb as we think he is. I think, this is just my opinion, I believe Hayden has a bigger plan. That's what I believe. Once Gary leaves, Tamara is asking Hayden, does he really trust Gary? So they both playing the same game here. Gary telling Hayden he needs to be careful of Tamara. Now Tamara is asking Hayden, does he really trust Gary? And Hayden said, yeah, he trusts him. Gary's been the same since college, and he really believed that he can help him, get partner. Tamara was holding back. It looks as though she really wanted to tell Hayden what really went down. And then they goes into, they lovey-dovey situation. But at the same time, Tamara having flashes of her kissing and making out with Gary. So Gary got into her head that quick. How is it that he got in your head that quick, got you daydreaming about him? Y'all just had a little peck on. Y'all just kissed. Something ain't right about this, y'all. So we get to the office with Fatima and Andi. Andi is coming into the office as usual, naive, clueless as to what is really going on. Everybody is looking around, at Andi. She just happy-go-lucky in her own world until Fatima had to, of course, put her up on what's going on. Andy didn't know anything about what was going on in the news, in the media about Jordan. So Fatima had to share with her what was going on with Jordan. And this is when she, had to read, the article that Jordan, there's a story. We know that this story is a fake story that Gary, put out there to damage his campaign. And also ultimately is really to bring impact Andy. But she read the story that he had been, had some dealings with an underage girl, back in the day, or however long it was back then. So now this has Andy thinking about their relationship. She don't know what to do. Jordan, throughout this episode, Jordan is reaching out to her. She's not taking his calls. Eventually, he does run into her at the office, and he explains to her that he does not know this girl. He goes to the police. He's, make a report, and he still doesn't know what she wants to do. But of course, she got her girls, telling her, you may need to hear him out. Andy can't really, she can never think for herself, process the information. Yes, I understand that, but also use your instinct, your woman intuition about a situation, Andy. It's not that hard. And if you really listen to that and listen to the situation, you will find your answer, Andy. So she's not breaking up with, she tells him that she's not breaking up with him, but she does need some time. And I can understand that. So we just don't know how this is going to unfold with Andy and Jordan. She's going to mess around, and this is going to be a relationship in the trash at the end of the day because of Gary. And that's what Gary wants. He wants her to fall. Danny and Tony. So, of course, in the last episode, we saw that Danny came over to Tony's house and he had his kids. So she was not taking his call. She wasn't talking with him. He, approached her at work, basically asking her what's going on. So she pushing him away. But then again, she opens up and goes to Tony and apologize and talk it out. So this is where the therapy is really working for Danny. It's allowing her to process the information, talk it out, look at all sides before you just immediately, throw the relationship away. I can understand that, her feelings about, he not telling her about the kids was there. She knew about the kids, but the situation. And, one thing about Tony that I am, happy that he did, he was standing on business. His kids come first. So when we saw that clip, that scene, when he says either you knew what you signed up for, so you either deal with it or move on. He was serious. And that's what I don't blame him for. So, but at the end of the day, they end up talking it through, and we'll just see how their relationship continues to unfold and how this therapy is working for Danny. So Sabrina and Rich is at dinner. They're celebrating Sabrina's birthday. He gives her a nice gift. They are cute, right? So Rich is telling her that this is one of the best relationships he's been in. She's very supportive. She's just a breath of fresh air, refreshing. And Sabrina hit him with, here we go. If she have the baby, is he going to leave or is he going to stay? Was that the right time for her to ask or bring this whole conversation up? Not really, but in her mind, it probably was. But Rich, of course, said let's talk about that or address that when we get to that point. But Sabrina is thinking long term, in this relationship, because if she does have this baby, that is a valid point. Is he gonna leave her or stay? Because she gonna have a baby that he did not necessarily want to have any kids. So how is that gonna look in the future? Is you gonna want to have any dealings with my kid? I'm gonna only have to be around you when I don't have my baby or my kid with me. It's a valid point, but I don't know if that was the right time to bring up that discussion. Sometimes I think she may overthink things and pushes people away. So we're just going to have to see how this is going to unfold. But y'all tell me, y'all think Rich is going to stay if she have this baby, or is he going to leave? I think it's just too early in the relationship to even determine it. I just say, Sabrina, live, enjoy the relationship. And when it come time for you to, start this process, make that decision then. But if you think you're not going to be able to handle that at that point because you're going to be too in love, then maybe you do need to end the relationship now. And the last two highlights for me is Zach coming to the office to surprise Fatima with flowers, y'all. And also he framed her acceptance letter from her getting accepted to law school. So she was all, worried about sharing that information with Zach, not knowing if he's going to be supportive. And he was so supportive. He said he's going to be right there with her. She said, hey, this is going to take a lot of time and energy, a lot of nights, a lot of hard work, sweat, and tears. And he's saying, I'm going to be right there with you. Way to go, Zach. Way to go, Zach. He supports his girl. And then last, we had Karen pops up over Zach and Fatima's house and, let them know that she got a DNA test scheduled and shares with him how easy it's going to be for him and scary for her in order for this DNA test to take place. Okay. Zach was a little hesitant about the appointment date and time. Something is going to happen where he's not going to be able to make it. I hope not. I don't know. But she also says and demands that Fatima doesn't come to this appointment. Karen, you don't have that type of authority to say Fatima can't come with her man to nowhere. I mean, she have some nerves. It was about to go down in that scene, y'all. But we're going to see how that's going to unfold, in the next couple of episodes when this DNA test is actually scheduled. Some going down with this whole test thing, and it may not happen. But those are the highlights of this particular episode for me. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Y'all hit that like button, hit subscribe, and look. Y'all have a good day on purpose. Bye.